Welcome to This Week Unloaded, everybody. Waiting for a panel to show up, and that's why we were delayed. Right now, we got Gun Snob with us. How are you tonight, Gun Snob?
Good. How about you?
Yeah, not too bad. I got a couple of topics I wanted to talk about tonight. I don't know if you got the email earlier when I sent the links out for that. But while we're waiting, I figured we could talk about something else real quick. I don't know if anybody remembers this from a couple months ago. And basically, filler topic here. When we were talking about different firearms we own and what our favorite firearms were, I mentioned about how the way that the USP works is different as far as the recoil assembly and everything. And I figured I'd take the slide off and show everybody exactly what I was talking about. So let me get my camera on here so everybody can see. Oh, that's microphone, wrong one. There we go. All right. So here's the slide. Now, if you notice, when I pull out the recoil assembly, and I say recoil assembly because it's not just your standard guide rod. You see where I'm holding it forward of that, there's your standard guide rod, right? You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, and you got two springs in there. You got a little spring here, and you got the main large spring. But if you look back here, here is your locking lug that the barrel locks to. Two springs in there. You got a little spring here, and you got the main large spring. But if you look back here, here is your locking lug that the barrel locks to.
Is that so, Gary?
Springs in there. You got a little spring here.
Yeah.
You got the main large spring. But if you look back here, got a bit of an echo there, Gary. Delayed echo with that. Anyway,
It's fixed.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
All right. Well, now that you caught up because of the delayed echo, here's the locking lug on the barrel itself. This sits in here, like that. Imagine that the slide's around there so you get an idea what that would look like. And then, of course, the slide pushes this part back and whatnot. And then, hold on, let me get, here is your takedown lever and your slide release. And yes, it says in the manual it's a slide release. This works just like you would with a 1911. Anyway, this slides in here, and that's what actually holds your barrel and recoil assembly to the frame itself. See how that goes in there? Got the little indentation, and then that slides right through a hole in the frame. Oops, it would help if I was having it the right direction. Like that. I'm not even blindfolded and I still can't show you properly. But yeah, it goes right like basically like that. Let me find the frame. Here's the frame and see the hole there. That goes in there like that, and then this would sit on top of it like that. And then your barrel sits on top of that. Yeah, it's hard to get that in there because not having. Let's see if I can get that in there without having the slide on. So, a better understanding here. If this isn't at all interesting to anybody, just let me know. But yeah, see that goes in there like that. That holds this in, and then your barrel, which locks on like that. That's how that goes together. I don't know if you saw when I was putting that in there, but yeah. You just pull that out, and that slides out the front. If that were all together with the slide, you would just slide the barrel on, pull it back part way like you would in 1911, and push that down in there like that. For some reason, my camera is not wanting to catch the full motion like it normally would. But yeah, you slide that on here like you would in 1911 and put your slide release back down in through there. First barrel goes in. Then you put Back there. That looks into your barrel. It would help if I didn't have it upside down. And then, like I was saying, just like in 1911, you just find your rails, slide that on there, and make sure your hole's lined up so you can see through. It would help for holding the barrel back. Okay, where did I put that? And you put that all through like so. And you're back in business. Except for I'm off the rails. The joys of when you're trying to show something on a live feed and things don't want to cooperate. All right, let's try this again. I think part of the problem is my arm starting to bug me at the same time I'm trying to do this, and it doesn't help matters either.
And we have to do this blindfolded? Wow.
Yes, we have to do this blindfolded. I can do this without looking normally. I've done it with my eyes closed. Just right now.
It's because there's a camera on.
Yeah, there's a camera on in the.
Thing is, how does Patriot know if you're blindfolded or not?
He trusts you.
He should.
Oh, that's dirty, Gary. That's dirty.
You better show yourself on camera so he can see you're not looking.
Yeah, so you can see it now.
And there we go. It's back together. Now we're back together. But, yep, that's how that works.
Oh, now he's here. He's apparently been listening. He's just hiding out there.
Yeah, he's got a link.
That's funny.
You start making fun of him, and he shows up. What do you know?
I know.
He's got a link
got
on
that radar, man.
RL, you want a link, or you got to get ready for work soon or something?
Kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah, I guess RL's fingers decided to break when I asked if he wants a link. But yeah, this isn't real complicated to put together as long as it wants to cooperate with you. It's basically like a 1911 without the barrel lug.
Getting ready for
not the barrel lug, or barrel bushing. Yeah, so I thought. That's why I didn't send you one, RL. Figured you'd probably have to be in bed before the show would be over. I thought I'd ask why you're out there. Who knows? You might have had a day off or something. And if anybody else out there wants to join in, I did put the link over on the Gun Channel side. So you can go ahead and do that.
I feel like the three of us have.
What was that, Gary?
I said I feel like the three of us have been in hangouts together quite a bit the last couple of days.
Yeah,
it's starting to smell a lot like chicken in here, so I wondered.
Yeah.
Did we do one together on Friday?
Friday.
What did I do Friday? Oh, I was on Clover's Friday, wasn't I?
Oh, yes. Yep. Clovers. Yep.
I was thinking I was in hangouts for 4 hours straight last night.
Every day this week, maybe except Wednesday. Wednesday might have been the one day. I'm trying to think. What was Wednesday? Yeah, because I wasn't up Wednesday. I missed Clover's show and everything Wednesday. So.
Oh, yeah, I was on Clover's because that's when Ghost was on, what's his name show?
Yeah, I missed Clover's on Thursday night show. too. So, yeah, Thursday and Wednesday I wasn't on anything that I can remember anyway. But yeah, Friday, Saturday, today. Multiple shows yesterday, actually.
This is the first one I've been on today. I was listening to Ghost and Clover this afternoon.
Yeah, I listened to some of theirs. I was driving then.
Well, my daughter let me put it on the TV set in the living room, so I made her listen to it. Try to swing her mind the right direction. Never hurts.
Yeah. I would have been on Clover's on Thursday, except I was in bed by that point. I had been up for like 24 hours. And I was like, nope. Excuse me. That just wasn't working.
But I bought my daughter a new over-the-shoulder bag, and she asked me whether or not that I thought she could put a gun in it or not. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I am making some progress with her. I said, yep, I'll bet you we can find a way.
Yep. And Kingpin, if you want to join in, like I said, the link is over there on Gun Channels on the Unloaded Media channel over there. So yeah, our page. If you want to jump in, you're welcome.
Yeah, we don't bite. Well, Snob does, but
Yeah, I'm kind of tired, so I'm not in the mood to bite right now.
up too late last night or what?
Yeah, and then I had to work today. Just because I'm way behind, need to get crap done.
That sucks having to work on a Sunday.
Yeah. I normally don't work on weekends, but I decided I better because I'm way behind.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
Privileges of being in business for yourself.
That's true. You hold yourself to your own standard.
And I made my wife go with me because, can't get a helper to work on a weekend. So,
Well, if the money's right, I'd help you out, but I'm not sure you can afford it.
the mileage might kill me for you.
Yeah.
Mileage alone might kill you, yeah.
Yeah. The radiation might get to you later too.
I was a tad closer because I was in southern Kansas. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Wichita's probably farther away than you are from me.
It may be. I don't know. I think it's about the same, really.
Yeah. I don't remember how far I'm from Wichita. We bought a bunch of Holstein cattle out of Wichita years ago, but I remember how far it was. I normally don't ever go through Wichita for anything.
Well, I was in El Dorado for the most part, but we did make it to Wichita on Saturday.
Trying to see.
Come on, Kingpin. Where is everybody?
I don't know. Snob said he was going to be late, but he's here. So.
Yankee probably has
actually on the time.
They might be in Yankee.
Yeah, he's got like 575 watching.
I haven't been on there. I know Snowy had one scheduled, but he never started it yet.
Yeah. Yes. What's up with Snowy trying to take my time slot, damn it?
Well, I had a link for both shows, but I thought, well, I did Snowy last week. I better hop on with Rich this week.
Is that
I don't love him anymore.
See, now we know. Gary was moonlighting. He was on somebody else's channel.
Let's see. I'm 2 hours and 38 minutes from El Dorado. And from...
Let me turn this camera off. There's no reason to have it on now.
From you, I am 2 hours and 45 minutes. So
which one's closer again?
El Dorado's just a tad bit, 5 minutes closer.
Oh, wow. Heck yeah. 5 minutes. There's roll call out there.
Yeah. Hey, roll call. Links over on Gun Channels. You want to jump in?
Row Cruise.
Yeah, Row Crews should know how to work Gun Channels by now to figure out where the page for this channel is.
Mr. Win the Contest.
Yeah, I'm pissed at him.
Tactical
Let him in. I may have to leave.
Mr. Cartoon Toothface.
Mm-hmm. He cleaned up, man.
Yeah.
Here I thought I was going to win that Snuggie. I knew Gunsnob wasn't going to win it, but
Did you see Ghost and Clover show earlier? I'm trying to figure out how Clover figures everybody and their mothers can be carrying around Tom Cruise's tooth in their pocket as an everyday carry thing. I mean, he specifically stated it, people can carry a Jimenez tooth if they want to. I'm like, how did he get Tom Cruise's tooth?
Yeah, I caught that.
I think I said something in the chat about it. Clover didn't respond.
I had it on the TV and had it on the phone too, so I could kind of keep up with the chat. But then my daughter had me hanging pictures on the wall, so I had to do that. And then every few minutes peep into the chat. Well, I missed a lot of the chat.
So with you, it's your daughter has you hanging pictures in Gunsnob. It's his grandmother having him go take care of the cable.
Pretty much.
And you would think I could hang a picture dead center on a wall. And I measured and I measured and I calculated. I put the nails in the wall and I looked at that thing for a better part of an hour. I said, that don't look right. So I got out the tape and measured it. I was an inch off center. I was like, how in the world did I do that?
And again, the Jimenez tooth out there. Link is on Gun Channels. Jump in. And apparently, Roll Call has turned cannibal, Gary. He wants to. He's saying, "Winner, winner, Gary dinner out there."
I know the man wins a Snuggie and all this free stuff, and he's trying to cannibalize the entire rest of Gun Channels.
At least he isn't saying what he was saying he's going to do when he gets the damn Snuggie, like he was last night, though.
At whose age, Black Cat?
I have a feeling I know who
Chicken
you're
yourself.
referring to.
I thought he was going to bed.
Yeah, he said that. That was his excuse for not jumping in, that he had to go to bed.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, obviously, RL did not hear what Roll Call said he was going to do last night when he won the Snuggie.
Something about a bearskin rug or something like that.
Yeah, a fan. I don't know.
A fan.
Yeah, a fan. Yeah. What was he going to do? Marilyn Monroe while standing on a bearskin rug? Something wrong with all that.
Apparently, using Google, you can't look at motel rates in April of next year. It only goes to March.
Really?
Yeah, on their hotel thing.
I'll bet you tomorrow you can.
Probably. That's probably about the truth.
No, seriously, it probably goes 6 months.
It probably does go 6 months.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the second's coming up, guys. Every second matters. Don't forget. Tuesday, all day.
Uh-huh.
And I'd love to open carry to work, but unfortunately, I can't carry to work at all.
Yeah, security might not take too kindly to that.
I wouldn't get any further in the front gate, and then I'd be given a 3-day pass at home to stop and think about the stupidity I just tried to do.
Might be worth it.
No.
No, it wouldn't.
I'd love to get a 3-day pass at home.
Who, poor RL, he's got to go to New York.
That's bad enough right there.
Well, depending on how long you're there, you could always stop by John Z's and have him buy you lunch.
Yeah, John Z will protect you with his block.
Yeah, he's got that. You can crack somebody's skull with that thing.
He probably ain't even legal carrying that.
Yeah, it looks like a gun, right?
Yeah, that, and he could hurt somebody with it. We can't have that.
Well, he might also have one of those idiot New York cops thinking he's got an actual gun.
Yep, got Mr. and Mrs. Snob now.
Mm-hmm.
The boss found you.
Yeah, she must be home now.
Are you in your hidey hole out back or what?
Yep.
So did it get hot on you down there? I know it did here.
It really
Got
wasn't
back up
bad
into
today.
the
It was
80s.
cloudy. It was cloudy all day today, so it was pretty nice.
Well, we got up. It was as high as 82, I believe, which is warm as it's been for over a week.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is here. I haven't been outside. Screw it. I've just been sitting on the couch watching football all day because they eat shit on Sundays.
Haven't been watching it all day, but I caught on the radio the fourth quarter of the Raiders and the Browns game, which ended up being a darn good game, went into overtime.
Yeah.
And of course, my Chiefs play tomorrow night. So.
And the Steelers are playing Baltimore right now. So when I had the camera on, if you kept catching me looking over to my left, that's where the TV is.
Yeah, same here. Muted.
Yep.
I don't watch professional football in forever. I watch college some, but not even
I
that
forgot
much.
all about last night, Notre Dame taking on Stanford.
How'd that end up?
Notre Dame kicked their ass.
Cool. I think your wife wants you to stay out there, Snob.
She probably does. I don't worry about it too much.
Well, Mrs. Snob, if you want to get in here and pick on your husband, I put the link over.
Hell no.
Yeah, you
Don't
get in
tell me
here and
nothing.
talk to him.
She won't
Yeah.
talk to me.
She'd talk about you. That's just as good.
Yeah.
Road call ran away, apparently. He ain't said nothing in a while.
He's all excited about that Snuggie. He can't concentrate on a chat.
He's probably trying to figure out how to get into the gun channels. He'll figure it out about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I better throw the link over there. Kingpin can't find the unloaded media channel over there on gun channels. Maybe now he can. I love how when you put a link for gun channels in there, your name is also the same. Like here, like it's unloaded media. There, it's unloaded media. It tags you in the URL. That part of your channel is highlighted. Way to go, YouTube. God damn it.
It didn't sound good.
No. Looks like it. I think Roethlisberger just threw a pick six. Oh, nope. Idiot. Tight end fumbled the ball right into the hands of the defensive back who got up and ran it into the end zone.
Wow. They aren't going to call that down?
Yeah, he should be down by contact right there from that angle.
What I saw, yeah.
Yeah, the reverse angle, yeah, his foot definitely hit him. That he should definitely be down by contact.
So what is up with the Steelers this year?
I wish I knew.
Well, it'd help if Bell would actually play, but
They don't. Bell's not the problem. James Conner is second in the league right now in carries. That's not the issue. There's just something else is going on.
Apparently, these people think you're rich trying to get motel rooms. So I guess I'm not staying in downtown Indianapolis.
So, are you going through like Expedia or something like that?
Right now, I'm on Booking. There's one I don't remember the name of, but we used here a while back, and I would never use it again. I don't remember. I just found it.
I've used Expedia and I've used Hotels.com. I've also used Priceline.
Yeah, I used Trivago a lot, but I don't remember what the name of that one was. Stacy, do you remember what the name of that one was? Type it in out there if you do. We used it here a while back and went to Branson, and they booked us a room, and then they apparently booked that room 18 different times, so we didn't have a room. Ended up having to stay in Springfield. Agora, yeah, that's what it was. Don't ever use that one. But they got us a lot nicer room in Springfield than what we'd paid for in Branson. But I was pretty adamant they were going to. And they don't even have a U.S. customer service line to call on a Saturday.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I was speaking French to him, and he was speaking something else to me. So
I'll bet.
Because he wasn't even going to give me my money back. I had to wait like a week or 5 to 7 business days to get my money back. I'm like, no. He's like, well, you don't have any more money? I'm like, it doesn't matter whether I have any more money or not. That's the money I have for the motel room. You can send it right back just as fast as you took it out of my account.
Wow.
And when we went to Pittsburgh, I forget what I'm trying to remember what service was we used, one of those online things. We got a decent room for a decent price.
Well, you ain't in downtown Indianapolis for 3 nights is $1,600, $1,800. Oh, there's one for $1,257.
What?
$1,241.
Are you trying to get the penthouse or something?
No, I just want a motel in downtown, but I guess I ain't getting one. I guess I'll drive
Holy shit!
in and out.
We stayed right near where Pitt is up there, which was overlooking downtown. I mean, we were looking over downtown Pittsburgh, and we were like 5-minute walk to the Pitt campus.
Well, I was going to go ahead, and I told her today we need to go ahead and reserve our rooms because last year for Dallas we didn't. You couldn't get one anywhere in and around Dallas. So, well, if we reserve them now, we'll probably get a room. But no, I ain't paying that kind of money.
Well, you are independently wealthy, so.
Yeah, that's it. Where's the downtown Motel 6? I didn't see that one on here.
God.
What was it where we stayed?
I wouldn't stay at a Motel 6. Oh.
No, we didn't stay at a motel. We stayed at a hotel. We paid like $100 and something a night.
Well, you would make it work with me. When I go out of town for work, I stay at the crappiest, cheapest motel because I'm like, I bill them for a $150 room, and I'm staying in a room that's like $45 a night. So,
well, I had my wife and 2 daughters with me. So.
Yeah. But when we go to Indianapolis, I wanted a room downtown. I mean, just a decent room. I don't care if it's anything special.
Yeah, we had one with the kitchen and everything. So we still only paid like 120 something like that a night. It isn't bad.
Yeah. Well, I usually the only place we ever go, just because I work for myself and can't take off enough work, is Branson. So that motels there are the cheapest anywhere in the world. So. And you can get a nice suite there for $100 a night normally.
Vegas, usually, if you schedule it ahead of time, you can get a decent room there fairly cheap too.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's like Branson. There's rooms everywhere.
Especially if you stay a little bit off the strip.
I've never been to Vegas. I've been all over the country, but never to Vegas.
Yep. Ravens scored again.
What? Am I behind or something? No, they rolled them down by contact, and now they just scored. So either way, I must be behind. That says I'm live. I don't know.
Well,
you're live.
Half these are apartments and vacation homes. I'm on Booking. She's telling me 723 is the cheapest one I see.
I wonder if one of my kids will remember where was we booked. Hold on.
I guess I'll get out of downtown Indianapolis. Probably stay in a suburb a whole lot cheaper and drive 30 minutes.
No, nobody's out in the kitchen, so I can't ask them. I don't feel like running up the stairs. But I want to say it was hotels.com. I'm not sure. I don't remember for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last one I used, I think, was hotels.
I looked on a bunch of them. I'm
Fairly
trying to
decent
remember.
room. I could book it right online and shoot. I was in the place. I was only 10 minutes away and found out I needed a place to stay because, well, the place I was invited to stay, there were 3 or 4 people all sharing the living room. It's like, nope, I'm going to find my own place somewhere.
Man, this one's cheap. I don't know how far it is, but it's only 200. It's only 5 miles from city center. This is micro hotel, only 280 for 3 nights. That's really cheap. It concerns me it's so cheap.
That's about what I paid.
Well, you might have to share the room with somebody else.
Yeah.
120 a night. That comes to 360.
Yeah.
With a double. Yeah, you might have a roommate.
Yeah.
He
That
only
was
snores a
447 for
little
3 nights. Last year when we went to Dallas, which you'd stayed in that one before, we ended up staying at McKinney, which it was 30 miles from downtown, but we got a nice, huge room, jacuzzi suite and everything for like, remember, $100 a night or something, 110. A really nice room. Had like a balcony that overlooked the indoor pool. It was worth the drive.
The place we stayed, I can't remember the name of the hotel, had a really nice breakfast bar every morning. It wasn't
Yeah, I'd
just like
rather have that
cereal
than a
and
pool,
donuts.
personally.
They had
Do
actual
what, Gary? Oh. That's what I hate. Some of these that just they're say breakfast included and stuff, and then you get there and it's a a Danish and a bowl of cold cereal. No, that's not breakfast.
Yeah, we had breakfast burritos and stuff like that every morning.
Yeah, when we were in Tulsa this spring, oh my gosh, the breakfast there was fantastic.
Where'd you all stay?
Oh, Spring Hill Suites.
Which one?
Hold on. I'll tell
Did you
you.
stay close to there, or did you stay close to the expo center? Or?
No, it was a ways away. Spring Hill Suites. Spring Hill Suites, Tulsa, let's see.
Was it down by where Gander Mountain used to be? There's one down there. There's a big shopping center.
I have.
Like right across the highway from it.
I don't know where Gander Mountain used to be.
I know. I'm trying to think. Was there a big place called Main Event right there by it?
It was 11015 East 73rd Street. If that tells you anything.
11015
East 73rd Street South.
East 71st Street. I'm just looking to see where it takes us. I don't know. You were over by the mall then.
Wasn't too far off the highway what came down on. I know that.
Yeah, it's right off 169.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Where is that one? There ain't no motel where 11015 is. I hate to tell it.
Well, there sure was.
Where it's putting, I'm telling it, where it's putting it on this map, it's putting it on top of Abuelo's Mexican restaurant.
I don't remember it being on top of a Mexican restaurant.
I don't remember seeing one on top of a Mexican restaurant. That's the Renaissance is right there. You said it's Spring Hill. I was trying to think where Spring Hill was right there. Yeah.
The one doctor's office they said was around here on Google Maps is actually getting turned into a bakery. There's never been a doctor's office in the building.
See, right there, Gary, is 11,015. And right there's 169. There ain't no motel there. That's Abuelos.
You're in 71st Street, 73rd Street.
Oh, you said 73rd.
Yeah. Go down a couple.
That's where I screwed up. Where is it here? I just clicked enter on the thing.
Where in the world?
Uh-huh. That looks like a motel.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
There's a smash burger right there.
Find
I eat
that.
there a lot.
There's a Fuddruckers pretty close to it. As I recall.
Yeah, that Fuddruckers isn't very good anymore, though. It used to be really good.
Not
Just
too
smash-
far from there is a Chick-fil-A we ate at.
Yeah, there's a Chick-fil-A right here where my mouse is, a Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
Doesn't
because
say it, but that's
I
what's
rode
there.
with Matt to that Chick-fil-A.
Oh, there it says Chick-fil-A.
My bookmarks got all
I
screwed
and
up.
Night Strike, and I forget who else was with us.
Yeah, everybody knows Night Strike was there because you ate his pizza.
Yes, I did.
He will never forgive you for that. But it's his own fault for not getting out of bed.
He had his opportunity to answer that door. They banged on that door.
Oh,
They
yeah.
yelled, shall
Oh,
not
yeah.
be infringed, and everything else.
He was cussing at him through the door.
Go
Oh.
away!
Speaking of shall not be infringed,
Hey,
check
you
this
want
out.
room service?
Let's see if I can pull it up. Here's a shirt Grace was working on. Let me get back to this. Stop sharing. Camera on.
Cool.
George interfered.
Georgia did what?
He interfered. His bell went off and his
Let's
switch.
see if I can get it to.
This
It's just a
guy?
picture of his computer screen.
Yeah,
Oh, my phone went off.
that would. Yeah, the camera just went complete. Or phone. You know what I mean? Let's see if I stop presenting. If it stops presenting. It's always fun when it doesn't work. Hey, it worked. Thank you.
Did you ever decide if you're coming back down, Gary?
Not for sure. Depends on whether I have any money or not.
You don't need a lot of money. You can at least come for the day.
I'm gonna try. Let's put it that way.
It's not that
I'm gonna
far.
try. And it's time to start thinking about it. I mean, it's already the 1st of October practically. So.
Yeah, it's just a month away.
I
The
know.
10th, I think.
Nobody's got any hotel picked out or anything yet that I know of. We may all be staying out in your little room out there.
Yeah. You don't want to stay at my house. There's kids in there, but you know, the office is heating and air conditioned, so
I'll bet you ain't got no bathroom out there though.
it's right out the front door to the left.
My youngest said we use Trivago, so that's where she said it went through.
Yeah, that's the one we use a lot. I need to get on there probably tonight or tomorrow and try to get it.
Yeah, I had it
Oh,
bookmarked. I was trying to find it, but my bookmarks were all screwed up, so I couldn't find it.
I want to come back. I want to come up there and see Gary just because I really I just want to go up there to Cabela's and go eat at Arthur Bryant's. But my wife's wanting to go to Dallas.
It's
She
kind of
just
the wrong
gets
direction.
something. Yeah, I know. She's like, we can go to Cabela's down there, but that Cabela's isn't nearly as nice as the one in Kansas City.
RL finally decided he's going to go to bed. So later, RL.
Not RL.
Yeah, you're a little late, Zippy, but that's okay. Yeah,
Zippy.
I put the Gun Channel's link out there earlier. Kingpin, you still couldn't find the link? Oh, happens.
How long does it take you to get to Kansas City, Gary?
What part of Kansas City?
The racetrack.
Oh, that'd
Kansas
be
City,
about an hour and
Kansas.
a half.
Oh, you're closer than that, probably.
No, I can be in Olathe in about an hour and 15 minutes.
Is Olathe your closest big town?
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know what you call big, but
Town
I
that
mean,
you can go to buy anything you need.
well, Topeka.
Oh, you're closer to Topeka, I guess, aren't
Yeah,
you?
Topeka's only half hour.
Oh, I didn't think about Topeka. I guess you're probably closer to Lawrence, too.
Topeka's got quite a bit. They've got an academy and stuff like that. So.
Well, that's the main thing, you know.
Yeah, Zippy wants to know if anybody knows anything about para ordnance.
Yeah, they got bought out by Remington.
In Canada, they moved to North Carolina, and then they were bought by Remington. What else you want to know? I mean, be more specific, Zippy.
Their guns before Remington bought them, great guns. I don't know.
Are you having trouble with one? Are you wanting background on one?
There's a Walmart at Ottawa, isn't there, Gary?
Yeah.
That's not a bad price, Zippy.
Yeah, Ottawa's 25 minutes away, and the south part of Topeka is about 25 minutes. So it's kind of a wash. But if you're going to go shopping, you may as well go to Topeka.
Yeah, Zippy says he got a P1445 limited for $400. That's not a bad price. Usually, you'll see them, depending on where you're looking, between $600, $700, $750, sometimes even up to $800. So yeah, that's a darn good price for it.
Is a P14 a double stack?
Yeah, that's the double stack.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's 14 rounds, hence P14. You can also get them with a 12 or a 10 round mag for restricted states, but 14 was because they had a 14 round mag. You know, 14, 45, 14 rounds of 45. They were real original with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those paras are good guns because all the older paras that I was ever around were excellent guns.
Yeah, his was made in Canada. The ones made in Canada are generally the better ones. But yeah, the para went and did what everybody thought Glock had done with the G17. Oh, it's the Glock 17 because it holds 17 rounds. No, it's the Glock 17 because it was their 17th patent. People who don't know any better will argue that fact with you. And then you bring up the logic. Well, then why is the G19 the G19 and not the G15? Well, because that's a later model.
Golly, Gary's little single stack. What's it? 42 rounds, Gary?
Yeah, really. I don't have any mags quite that big. I'm gonna have to get the 42 round mags and put in there. It ain't gonna fit in a pocket if I do, though.
Seriously, I had somebody argue this point that the G17 was the G17 because it holds 17 rounds, and the G19 is the 19 because it came out 2 years later.
Well, that's like you say a Glock 22. People are like, "Oh, Glock makes a 22." Yeah, I know they had 22s.
Don't tell them about the Glock 45 that just came out.
Yeah,
the Glock 45 is nothing but 19X with a black frame. Come on,
pretty much.
It's not even a new gun.
But
the only thing they did was change the Keller and took the stupid lanyard loop off.
Yeah, it's just built as a duty carry gun.
They took that front circle out of there too, I think.
It's still just a 19 on it with a larger frame, larger grip anyway for a larger mag. 19 with a 17 magazine. Okay, yeah, that's a whole new gun. That's the way with all of Glocks, though. If you look at it, all their double stacks are all the same damn gun, just in different calibers.
They said they built it for law enforcement because law enforcement wanted the 19X, but they didn't want it in FDE.
I'm not a fan of FDE myself, so.
No. I had a gun in FDE once and didn't care for it.
I guess it's fine on like a hunting rifle or something, but I don't really want it on my carry gun.
Now, other than black and stainless, the only other color I really liked on firearms was that burnt bronze color that you get sometimes.
Yeah, that's okay.
Now I've got all sorts of colors on guns, so don't mouth too much there.
Another thing, white on certain guns doesn't look bad. Have you ever seen the white AUG that Classic Firearms has every so often? That thing looks like something out of a science fiction movie. It's really cool looking.
I keep thinking I'm going to do a white something, probably an AR one day. I just never get around to it.
And my daughter's got an LC9S in Muddy Girl camo, and that looks pretty cool, actually.
Trying. Pictures. Nope.
Zippy said they came out with the 17 and 19 with front serrations. It's still the same gun. What has Glock ever done that's different? That's really different.
They took the finger grooves off and they put the finger grooves back on and took.
It's still the same gun. They make one gun. They just make it in multiple calibers and sizes.
Put special rifling in and then took it back out.
It's not like Smith & Wesson, which makes revolvers and M&Ps and ARs and what else? 1911s. I mean, Glock makes one gun just in multiple sizes and calibers. It works for them, so. Yeah.
Gonna say they aren't hurting for sales, so they're doing something right.
Like I said, it works for them. I don't know if it would be my business model just to have one gun and just keep selling it in different calibers and sizes.
They were in the right place at the right time, a lot of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're so embedded in the culture of law enforcement and everything else. I don't know that that's ever going to change.
Yeah, I got all different colored guns. I got several more Cerakote of some other colors.
Show us your pink guns, Gunstomp. Go ahead.
I don't have any pink ones. I never have got any pink Cerakote. I could. I mean, I got two that are this.
Except for my SKS, mine all come in one color, black. That's it.
All these came in black. Actually, this SR22 was a burgundy, hideous, ugly color.
Yeah, I don't have my own Cerakote.
Black or stainless, those are my two favorites.
I tell you what's became my favorites is tungsten. It's on this AR pistol up here with the black. I just think that one that's my favorite gun I own, probably.
Does that wear pretty well?
Has so far. Even my Glock here, two very tiny little wear marks on the front where I holster it and unholster it a lot, but I mean, they're tiny.
Guy at a gun shop told me, he said, don't worry about holster wear. That just shows that you used a gun. That's good. That's not bad.
But, you know, the stock Glock finish wears right there whenever you holster it and unholster it a lot.
Every gun finish is going to wear if you,
all
rub on it enough.
Mm-hmm.
Even stainless.
Yeah. I mean, look at that right there. That was black at one point. You can still see where some of the black is still on there.
Yeah.
It just wears off.
I've heard people talking about touching those up, and it's like, why? You're just fighting the inevitable.
That just wears off again.
I think Yankee did a video on that, how he retouches his guns every time and all this stuff.
Well, it is Yankee.
That's true.
Well, see, that's the reason I just do let me see if I can pull this one up. Oh, crap, I didn't screen share first. But see, if you do them like, skip the picture. If you do them like that, you don't have to worry about touching them up. It just looks like it's supposed to be like that. So
What did you do? Rub that with sandpaper?
pretty much. I put the. If you'd watch my video on how to do distressed Cerakote, Gary, you'd know. Hint, hint. But no, I just you spray it with the like this is sprayed with the blue, and then you put the black over it, and then scuff it off with a scuff pad, just like this red one's done.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's something special about this gun too. If you don't have a loaded mag in there, you can't slingshot it. You have to use the slide release. I've never had one that none of my other semi-autos are like that. It's this one.
You guys watch Jarhead Six's videos?
I don't even know who that is. I know.
That's somebody that Ghost was promoting a couple of weeks ago. I haven't got a chance to watch any of his stuff yet.
Yeah, he's another Marine that does. They don't call them ex-Marines, so. But I've been following him for a couple 3 years now, and he's got a 42 that he let his brother borrow for a couple weeks, and his brother accidentally. He had it on top of his car or something, and it fell off, and he ran over it. And he showed pictures of it. He said, but the gun still works just fine. It just looks really horrible. He never did do anything with it. He's still carrying it.
Is it the number 6 or the word 6? There's two different
Number
ones.
6.
Okay, well, there's whenever I typed that in, there was 2 different ones came up. All right, I subbed him, so I'll watch him later at some point.
And Night Strike has shown up.
Hi. I just figured I'd show up for the last 5 minutes.
Hi, Sunshine.
Oh, we haven't even started yet.
We were waiting on you.
Oh, we were, huh?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you don't. You don't.
We haven't even gotten to the topics. We've just been talking about anything right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
hold on before you get started. I gotta show Night Strike this picture.
I was
showing
visiting
you all
family
over.
in the hospital, so.
We'll give you that. What do you think about?
It needs more. Shall not be infringed. There's not. I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but there's not enough.
He wants it to be like one of those old 90s style heavy metal shirts where it actually wrapped all the way around the back.
Well, no. The border of this of the picture needs to say "shall not be infringed," as a border all around the picture. Because because you can't just say it once.
I probably shouldn't say this, but probably ought to have a little blood running down the side of the 1911.
No, absolutely not.
Real quick, Jared, I feel your pain, brother. Working on homework sucks. I think that's why I haven't started my master's program yet. Partly that and having to get my arm taken care of. So
I thought it was because you were
I
lazy.
definitely feel you on that one. Homework sucks.
Yes, it does.
I didn't know Night Strike was still alive because I haven't seen him in so long. I mean, I send him links and he just ignores me, so it's okay.
It's not you; it's everybody else. Okay, newsflash. Anybody that doesn't know, one of my family members is in the hospital. So a couple hours a day, I'm stuck visiting them in the hospital. Newsflash.
Don't say you're stuck visiting them. Say I'm a good person and want to go visit them.
Yeah, say you're a good grandson. Good Lord, man.
Okay, I'm stuck. I am a good person visiting my family. Damn it! I mean, I don't just.
Okay, see, I'll forgive you there.
Because there's some places where people go and they just stick their family members like a nursing home or one of those nursing homes that are also rehabilitation centers and just never visit their family, just wait for them to get out. But, I at least go and visit my family members. Can you say the same?
I haven't seen anybody in my family for about 10 years now, so.
My mom was stuck in a nursing home for 6 months before she passed away, and I went and saw her.
My daughter is telling me it's been over 10 years. But the last time was 2007. And the best part is we were just in Pittsburgh 2 years ago, and they all live in Pittsburgh.
That's great.
No, I didn't know where you'd been, Night Strike, but I'll give you a pass because you have important stuff.
Again, I've been
Real
visiting. I haven't gotten a chance to do any gun videos because most of my time is spent visiting family. So I haven't gotten to do any gun videos or anything lately, and it's kind of been. It's getting better weather out to where it's not as sweltering hot now because it's been mostly, earlier this week it was pretty hot, but later this week it got a little cooler. So I could have done some videos, but at the hospital.
Yeah, A&A
family comes first.
Yeah, A&A saying it's hard to keep up sometimes. There's one problem with that. It's not that it's hard to keep up. It's by choice. I choose not to go see my family.
You choose not to go see your family, but because they did something wrong to where they forgot what it meant to be family.
Yeah, we've discussed this before, right, Night Strike?
But you mentioned that you're estranged.
Yeah. I thought you and I actually talked about what happened. No, that was Ellis.
I think that might have been Ellis.
Yeah, that was Ellis.
And the problem with Ellis's family is, even though he's got cousins that aren't Hatfields, the fact is that side of the family just never talks to each other or anything unless you're right there in the same town. Yeah, and I only say this because I am related to Ellis, so But if I have family members, I try and keep in touch with them the best I can, whether it be a phone call, whether some of them even email. I can email them. But when it's my grandmother and she's in the hospital, obviously I'm going to go visit my grandmother.
Oh, you mean the sharp-dressed man, Night Strike?
Oh yeah. Somebody asked me if how his interview went, and I asked them, and he said the interview went well, so he's hoping he gets hired.
I hope he does too. I'm happy for him if he does.
Yeah, look at that picture.
Like I said last night, I think the passion that he has for it's not just somebody wanting a job; it's something he's passionate about. So I think it would probably be beneficial to them.
Right. So he actually cares what he does.
Yeah.
And don't one thing about Ellis, don't think just because he's a Hatfield that he's some redneck. No, believe it or not, when Ellis does something, he actually does really good work, and he takes pride in what he does. He doesn't just do something to get it over with. He does something, he does it well, and when he does something, it lasts. He's not one of those people that just go and put bubble gum and scotch tape on it and say, "Oh, it's fixed." He's somebody who goes out and fixes it.
We use duct tape in Oklahoma, not scotch. Come on.
Duct tape and baling wire.
You know what I mean, though.
Duct tape and super glue.
You understand the sentiment, though.
Yes.
We get what you're saying, Night Strike.
No, like I said, I really think he would do really good at that job, just given a chance, just because it's something he's passionate about versus, someone else may be really good at sales, but if they don't care one thing about, what they're selling.
I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're selling. If you don't care about that, about what you're selling, what your business sells that you work for, then how good a salesman are you going to be?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say this, but even in some professions, you have to be passionate about the things you're selling. Otherwise, are your buyers really going to want to buy it if you don't give two shits?
No, probably not. And going back to last night, this trigger is definitely better than Fusus. in the single action.
I'm still pissed the Bodyguard didn't win the worst trigger.
Which gun is that? I can't see it.
This one?
Yes.
That's my HK.
Sure, HK?
Yeah, my USP. Oh, I had it all broken down earlier, but you missed that. I was showing how the recoil system inside there works.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Yeah, because it's different than others.
Yeah, HK's always had some weird recoil systems in some of their guns. Just like with like the HK91, while that wasn't necessarily their design entirely, that was the Spanish design, but the guys who made it for the Spanish were German, so regardless. But there's like the delayed roller blowback system, which is weird, but it's German.
But is it good as this trigger?
No, I can do that with this in semi-auto. I mean, single action. Semi-auto. Semi-auto.
I mean, I would do that with my P320, but the problem is, I don't have a hammer.
Okay, so for sake of Night Strike, who was late, I will show how this works again. See how that's all in there. But pop that out. Pop that out. Now, it doesn't have, like I was saying earlier, it doesn't have your standard recoil rod. Your standard recoil rod is from the front of my fingers forward. Here's your locking mode.
Huh.
This is where your barrel locks. And then this is held to the frame with your slide release takedown pin.
Huh. That's
You can
weird.
see how that's right there.
Yeah.
That locks onto the barrel there, like so. And then this, when you slide it through, goes through this little indentation here, and that's how that locks to the frame. The barrel does not lock directly to the frame itself.
That looks a little similar to how they do with the P320. Huh. Okay.
I'm not fighting with the frame again to show how it does it, because I had it actually all put together in the frame without the slide. But I'm not doing that again. But you get the general idea how that works.
Yep.
And now we're all back together. Put an empty mag in there because I don't have a loaded mag for it, and well, I don't have them loaded. I could load it, but I don't feel like going and getting ammo to do it. Yep, that's how that works. Real simple and easy. But yeah, here's a nice single action trigger too.
I had to go find my bushing. It just went flying off my 1911.
All right.
See, that's what I like about this. There's no barrel bushing.
I'd love to say I'd never done that, but
I can honestly say I've never done that.
Yeah.
I've had springs go flying across the room, but never.
yeah, not the barrel bushing. Yeah, I have had the spring bounce off my ceiling.
Wasn't it Rick that was saying he his went out his window or something one time when he was taking his 1911 apart?
Right? All right, let's see if I can get my camera on.
Well, this Kimber's the stupid one with the. It doesn't actually have the barrel bushing. It has the little bushing, half bushing, and you're supposed to use a little pin in it and all that crap. Paperclip thing.
Rigger's
Always.
that way, isn't it?
I always take it apart without using that, and then it goes flying.
See if my camera goes on. Oh no, you get to see Night Strike. Hey, hey all. This is the slide for my P320. Check this out.
Don't cut yourself.
No. This is the recoil spring. Okay? Doesn't that look a little familiar? Kind of like the HK.
Except that doesn't. None. It's more like that's actually more like the Smith and Wessons. If I could take my shield apart and show you.
Basically, it goes in the slide into the slide like this, and then there in the trigger pack. There's a little stud of which this locks into. Okay, so, and then the takedown pin goes underneath here. So, and the stud. Let me show you what the stud looks like. See if I got a pen or something here. Oh. I got a little thing. Okay, I got a little thing right here. You see where it's pointing on the stud? That stud right there is connected to the trigger pack. See it well. See. See it? So, let's see. So it goes like that. That's
See,
the,
here's the shields. See, yours is more akin to what the shield has than what the, because yours doesn't actually have the locking lug attached to it on the back. It's more like this.
no, it's not. But again, check out. Here's the slide.
Yeah, I know.
The barrel goes in, but which way it's supposed to go?
This one, the barrel sits against the front of it like that on the shield.
You know, I'm trying to remember which way the. That's it.
And I had to unload my carry weapon to show you this. So you can know this. So I hope you're happy.
Better be happy. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, the shield, it just sits there in front of it like that.
That's it.
Now, if I put the threaded barrel in,
Okay.
for some reason, there's more material off the front of this
See
than
that?
there should be, and it supports.
That's how it's supposed to go in, and it just sits there.
Yeah, well, so this one just sits there like this.
Okay. Now again, when I put the slide on, the barrel locks in to this stud right here. And if I could get some better lighting, I mean, I'd be able to show you. So let's see if you can see this better. But do you see that stud right there? That stud right there?
Yeah.
That's part of the trigger pack.
But it's just the same here. See,
So-
right here.
So when the slide goes on, that barrel locks right onto that stud.
Yeah, like I said, that's yours. The P320 is very much like the shield, probably in the full size. Because if you look here, you got almost the same kind of thing. There's a little bar that goes across. It's actually part of the metal internals that this locks into.
So it's a different way of doing it, but it looks very similar. Okay, granted, HK does it differently, but it's similar to a degree. But yeah, it's more like the Smith. I'll give you that. But again, it's reminiscent. I'm telling you. Here we go. No, there's no magazine in it. I'm not stupid.
Well, I'm
I
not pulling the trigger on mine because mine is.
I am going to put a loaded magazine in it because it's a carry gun. So
Yeah, this one is now loaded. This one, it's getting put away.
Granted, I won't lie. Right now, I got a whole bunch of Full Metal Jacket I'm wasting because I bought a lot of it at PSA the other day for a really good price. So as soon as I get rid of all the Full Metal Jacket, I'll start using the hollow points.
If Alan B Pro right there in the chat right now, he'd have a fit because this isn't loaded. What's his thing? Keep your mags loaded and one in the chamber. Well, this doesn't have one in the chamber and it's not loaded. And it's not loaded.
Well, I don't put one in the chamber unless I leave the house.
Mine's always got one in the chamber on my shield. It's always completely and fully loaded.
I don't do that inside the house. I leave one out of the leave it the chamber empty.
Yeah, there's one in the chamber on this right now. If I were to pull the trigger, I would put a bullet through my son's bedroom, and it wouldn't be a good idea.
Do it. Well, maybe not through the bedroom, but do it.
Yeah, I don't think the landlord would care too much if I did that.
I don't leave one in the chamber in any of my guns. I do keep them loaded, but again, they're all right next to me. So if I need to rack it, I can rack it, and I'm not going to forget to rack it before I leave the room.
Don't assume that. Don't ever assume that you won't forget something in the. You get in one of those high stress situations, it's very easy to forget something.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But if it's a situation where I have to go out, leave the room, I'll rack it then. I'm just not comfortable with leaving one in the chamber inside the house. All right.
That's your prerogative. Mine's always got one in the chamber. That's all I'm saying.
The magazines are loaded. That's enough. Granted, it's personal preference. There are people that do the same thing I do. There are many people that are like that. And there are people that leave them in the chamber.
Yeah, there's people that carry it that way. I'm like, not me.
Yeah, no. When I'm out, I have one in the chamber. But when I'm inside the house, I am.
Yeah, there's people that Israeli carry. You won't see me Israeli carrying.
And the reason why I leave one out of the chamber is because I tend to play around with them a little bit, so I don't want to blow a hole through the wall.
My carry gun I never unload unless I'm shooting it or cleaning it. It is not unloaded.
Everyone knows that I killed my hand with the 1911. Good Lord, if that thing been loaded, okay, there would have been a hole in the wall. So there's reasons.
Well, that thing likes to draw blood on you even when it's not loaded. So.
Well, I keep it, so.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have been taking the thing apart if it was loaded.
No, but again, with my luck, had it been loaded, I would have shot myself and cut myself. So
hey, Night Strike, I just disassembled and reassembled this, and guess what I didn't do?
Unloaded?
Cut myself.
Well, okay. Well, okay. There's two things, Snob. One, you field stripped it. Two, you didn't complete strip it.
Okay. But I have completely stripped many 1911s and never cut myself.
You gotta take the handles off.
Well, where the mainspring housing goes into, that part of the slide is very sharp. So never put your hand there.
Your mainspring goes into the slide?
That's what I was saying.
No, the area of which the mainspring housing goes into is very sharp. And if you don't think so, take apart your gun and try it. And see whether or not you'd cut yourself on it, because it's sharp. I'm not kidding.
See, if it had been an XD, they would have put sharp zone on there.
No, if it would have been an XD, I wouldn't have bought it because it was made in Croatia.
What's wrong with Croatia? Yeah.
I don't buy Croatian guns. I mean, I don't mind Croatian magazines. I just don't want a Croatian gun.
But Philippines is okay.
Do you buy Yugoslavian guns?
No.
Czech Republic?
I would buy a CZ, yes.
You realize that CZ, is
CZ's from the Czech Republic.
I'm just going to throw this out there. I'll buy any gun if it's cheap.
And that's still a COMBLOC country. Why not Yugoslavia? What's wrong with Yugoslavia?
Why not Yugoslavia? Well,
don't forget the guard.
You got something against Zastava?
What? No. I know people like the Yugoslav AKs. I'm not really a big fan of them.
Turkey?
Turkey. I really do want one of those tit sauce high powers.
You do realize your logo has one of only two that are currently made like that, and one of them's Yugoslavian, right?
Yeah, I know, but Ghost made the logo, so I wish he had put like an East German AK there, or like a Hungarian AK, because the AK parts kits, the AK I've got is made out of parts kits of East German parts and Hungarian parts.
So you got a German Hungarian?
I guess. Because I bought the rifle from Foos, and Foos built it from an AMD 63 parts kit, and I got East German furniture for Christmas one Christmas, and I put all the East German furniture on it, and it looked much better with it than the. He had I think he took polymer furniture off his arsenal and put it on there. I didn't like the polymer furniture. I still have it.
Okay, so not only was it East German and Hungarian, it was also Bulgarian.
Probably.
Well, that's where Arsenal's from.
Well, the furniture, the polymer.
Let's call it Garian.
He's got goulash made with bratwurst over there.
No. See, we're gonna go old school. We're just gonna call it all.
Are we having Mexican food? See.
No, we're gonna call it all Prussia, because at one point it was Prussia.
That was the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Prussia was farther north.
It's totally Prussian.
No, it's not Prussian. It's Austro-Hungarian. Prussia was farther north. They were two separate empires.
You ruined the joke, but okay. Fine. Ruining things, but again,
I'm not ruining it. Just tell
yes,
them
you are. Shut up.
it's Austro-Hungarian. It's not ruining it. It's just correcting it.
You're ruining the whole thing. Okay?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You totally are. Thank you.
Your lack of history is ruining things.
No, I just don't care.
Uh-huh. If you didn't care,
See,
you
I'm
would
an
be watching.
Austro-Hungarian historian because, I used to play a lot of Battlefield 1, so.
I'm sure you are.
An interesting note, Ian from Forgotten Weapons is uncredited as a consultant on that for the weapons in the game.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. He was supposed to be credited, and they didn't credit him. But yeah, they consulted him on weapons to put in the game that they were putting in the game.
Are you really surprised that a corporation wouldn't add someone's name into the credits? Because I'm not.
Not much surprises me anymore.
Yep, Gary's seen it all. He's been everywhere.
I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert there, man. Gonna get rich a strike, man. Because they're really going to think he's playing some Johnny Cash on here with me singing.
Yeah,
No.
right.
I don't think anybody would ever make that mistake.
Wow.
Fun fact, Johnny Cash had a house about 30 miles from me at one time in his life.
And why are you messing around with 1911s? I thought you'd be snobbish and have Star BM.
Yeah. I'd like to have a Star. I just don't want to waste $200 on something I probably wouldn't do much with.
Oh, those are great. Those are great to play with.
Did you get one, Gary?
Huh?
Did you get one, Gary?
Yeah, I've got a BM. I love it. That's a great gun.
How about magazines, though? Aren't they kind of...
I haven't tried to get any spare mags for it. I hear you can get them like on eBay and stuff like that.
I despise having guns without 4, 5, 6 mags.
I wouldn't mind having a spare mag. That's a fun gun to shoot, and you can shoot it really accurately too. Because the weight of that thing manages what little recoil there is off the 9. There's virtually none off that pistol. You can hold it right on.
I do know that Classic Firearms sells them.
Well, I'm just weighing, buying a Star BM or a Sky for a fun gun to shoot. Just weighing.
Oh, Sky is junk.
I actually owned one for a while. Mine was good, and I bet I put 2,000-3,000 rounds through it. But
Classic Firearms still has Star BMs for like $199, so you wouldn't be paying. Well, you would be paying $200 because of shipping.
I know. I now know what the problem with the P365 is. Thing is trying to compete with Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. Sky must just be one of the things. If you get a good one, they're all right. Because, like I said, I had one for a couple of years. I didn't never carry it much, but
I would rather have a Jimenez JA9 than a Sky.
I think I would too.
Yeah, Armament says the trigger's horrible, and it was horrible.
At least with the Jimenez JA9, it actually fucking works.
Yeah. So did my Sky. Dude, I bought it right after it started getting popular.
Yeah, you need to talk to Travis P11.
The nice thing about a Sky is you don't have to disassemble it because it disassembles itself after you fire it.
That's what everybody says. I traded mine off, and I literally bet I put 2,000 to 3,000 rounds. So at least 2,000 anyways. Probably 1,500.
Hell, it was the end of its life if you did that.
And I never carried it really, but I never had a problem with the thing.
And Travis P11 had 3 of those things. 3 of them, and he had trouble with every single one of them.
Yep.
I know a lot of people have, but like I said, I just didn't, and I shot a lot through it. But it's just one of them things. It's probably one of them things. Quality control issues. Yeah, mine happened to be good.
The problem I got.
Channel has had 3 of the P365, and he's had nothing but trouble with the 3 of that.
True.
The problem I got with this guys anymore is for about that same amount of money, you can get a darn good quality. You can get some of the cheaper Rugers and stuff like that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
have yourself a real good pistol.
Or a Taurus G2. I think they're probably better than the Sky,
Yeah.
really.
Probably.
Yeah,
The trigger's better, and I don't like the trigger on them either, but the trigger's a lot better than a Sky.
Yeah.
Armament says his finger was hitting the trigger guard before it reset. Mine too, but I got fat fingers. Is what I always blamed it on.
On the Sky.
Yeah.
I don't have fat fingers.
No, but I got small hands, and that grip on the Sky is kind of on the long side. So the reach for the trigger is just too far for me. I don't think I could ever shoot one.
Hey, I got small hands too. But, again, I can still use most. The Beretta 92, I can still handle.
I mean, you can, but you got to rotate your grip around to where the web of your thumb isn't in the right place anymore.
If I don't have
The 1911 is fine because the 1911 is very. It's not. I'm not saying it's low profile. It's just very thin.
I cannot get a proper
1911
grip on
fits
this
about
shit.
everybody.
The grip. Like my pinky's just all, wee, I'm out here hanging in the middle of nowhere. Woo. I gotta have the extended grip, or else this thing I cannot hold it proper and get a proper grip to fire this thing. The 6-round mag does not come out of the box. It's just there.
With the 320, yeah, it's a little big because I've got the medium frame instead of the small. But I've tried the small frame and the medium frame, and there isn't much difference with the grip with either of them. So there's no point in me going and spending the extra $30 to get a small frame for it when it's not going to be any advantage. Because I'm still not going to be able to get around the entire grip anyway. So
My problem with the PT 111 Gen 2 is I think my hands are so big. It was like
it's like a robot.
my finger
It almost sounds like he's trying to make a guitar.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
I know what he's saying.
Am I roboting?
Hickok had the same
Yes.
problem when he did his review. He said his hands were just too big for it, really.
I've
Am I
had
there?
people complain that this grip's too big. I don't
Yes,
know.
we can hear you now.
Oh,
think
okay,
so.
I turned my bandwidth all the way down. My wife's probably on Gun Gals in the house doing their pre-chat, so it probably killed my internet.
Now remember, when you turn your bandwidth all the way down, you can't use your camera.
At least you
I
didn't
know.
have a dog chew through your cable like Ghost did this afternoon.
Oh, that
I
was.
heard that. I was listening.
Yeah, he was in his Ghost and Clover chat, and all of a sudden Ghost dropped out for like 10 minutes, and Clover was wondering if the chat was still working and stuff like that, and then Ghost came back on. He said, well,
Type 1.
he said, do you ever have a dog chew a cable wire in half? He's
I'll tell you a little secret. We have what do you call them? Bushes, things in front of our house. I'm going along through the hedge trimmer, trimming them one day, and apparently my internet coax thing that runs because it's a wireless site internet thing. It has an antenna that points to another antenna that points to another antenna across the county. But anyway, so the coax that runs to it, I was just zipping along there, and apparently it came down, unattached itself from the house, and laid in the hedges. And I'm just going along there trimming them, and next thing I know, that little electric battery-powered pruner thing just goes. "Huh?" I was like, that's weird. Wonder what I hit. And I pulled it out. Whenever I did, there was coax everywhere, and it's got like 20 wires in that thing.
Oops.
So to Lowe's, I go and buy a splice kit and splice it all back together, which is probably why my internet's crap now, but it's been that way before it too.
I remember my mom accidentally cut through the extension cord, and all of a sudden the clipper stopped working entirely.
Well, mine were battery powered at least.
I wouldn't mind having a set of those, but they're kind of pricey.
Well, I just bought just them by themselves because I had a bunch of other tools that took the same battery, some Ryobi crap, and
Well, that's what I got. I got a bunch of Black & Decker stuff. Like I've got a drill and a a string trimmer, and a pole saw that all run off the same batteries. And so I can have a whole bank of them charged and do about any job I need to. So
Yeah.
if I was going to get a battery powered hedge trimmer, I'd want to get something along those same lines.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
the
for work I use all Milwaukee tools, but
Well, yeah.
I've got a bunch of Ryobi stuff that I use and have bought for my helpers to use and stuff like that. So, and I was actually in a pawn shop one day and I had a Ryobi weed eater for like $20 and had the big battery that's like $60 on it. I was like, shoot, yeah, I'll buy that.
Sure.
And my son uses that little weed eater all the time around here. The little battery, and it's
the
one of
brush
the
blade
best weed eaters around.
Oh, and it'll cut through a small tree.
Some people have no idea
Ghost.
that stuff is worth.
Did you get your internet cobbled back together?
Did you get that dog a flocking?
Yeah, he got a link out there too if he wants to jump in.
He's probably still fighting the dog.
Fighting the puppy.
Hashtag
Bad puppy.
matter.
Puppy likes to eat internet. Likes to eat bandwidth.
The puppies eat the bandwidth.
They just eat that bandwidth. They're worse than Facebook.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Hey, Ghost, you can go to Lowe's and they sell a little pair of pliers and these little crimp-on things, and you can actually patch it back together. I had to
I
do
used to
mine
keep
that way.
a bunch of those around the house back in the day.
I did mine that way probably 3-4 years ago, and mine's still working. Got it all black taped up and threw the liquid black tape over it to make it waterproof.
You got to do that if it's buried under the ground or if you have to leave it outside. You got to do that.
Oh, well, this is the one running around my house. So,
Get some of that Flex Seal tape.
yeah.
Really?
Works with boats. You've all seen that little commercial. It works on boats. It'll work on your wiring.
Oh, yeah. It means you're fine.
Boats, you put a screen door in the bottom of your boat and,
Yeah.
Flex Seal.
The tape
Yeah,
they come
everybody does that.
Everybody
they
does
put them back together.
Yeah, they had it floating for a while, but they didn't have that boat out on the water very damn long, I guarantee you.
Or in very deep water.
See, what he should have done, instead of putting the screen door that actually had the screen, he should have put the one with the windows. Then he could have had a tourist business too at the same time.
Yeah.
Glass bottom boat.
Although in these parts, as muddy as the water is, it wouldn't do any good to have glass bottom boats. You
Well, he
still
was in
couldn't
the
see
Caribbean
squat.
with it, so that crystal blue water ahead. Doing that in.
I say the river water around here is muddy.
Yeah, and it runs right down in here in the lake that's closest to my house.
Yep. Grand Lake.
No, Grand Lake has clear water in it, but
They say the Neosho goes down to the Grand Lake.
Yeah, Neosho goes to Grand, but it gets enough water off the Elk that's crystal clear that it kind of helps it out.
Oh yeah, I've been down on the Elk River. I've been
Verdigris
down
River runs
the Elk River.
Yeah, doesn't Verdigris run from up there around you somewhere?
A little bit south and west of me, but yeah,
Yeah, it's the one that runs into Ulagon. It's horrible.
that and the Cottonwoods down that way. Actually,
All the
the
rivers.
county I'm at, there's not much other than the Murtisine, but that's not even much of a river.
Yeah, all the little things they call rivers around here all flow into the Potomac. I mean, that goes to the Chesapeake. None of that would anybody ever want to call clear.
Are you in Virginia or West Virginia, Rich?
West Virginia.
Couldn't remember which one.
Right on the border with West Virginia and Maryland. The Potomac River forms almost the entire border of West Virginia and Maryland.
Dead air.
I don't know if I've ever even been to West Virginia. trying to
I
remember
know
if
I
I
haven't.
have.
I've been to Virginia, but I've never been west.
I've been to Virginia. Been to Virginia Beach, but I don't know if I've ever been to West Virginia. I just don't
My
remember.
sisters used to live in D.C. several years ago, so I've been up that way.
As far as I've been DC. That's about as far as I've been to West Virginia.
Oh no, the Steelers scored.
Yes, they did. This has been the MO though. The other team gets up on them and then they score late.
Right.
Every game that's been happening so far this season. And they're tied. 14-14. That's not to say that the Steelers have 2 touchdowns. They only have 1. They've got a 2-point conversion.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your NFL report.
Oh man, did you see the game between Cincinnati and who the hell was Cincinnati playing earlier? Atlanta. Did you see the game between Cincinnati and Atlanta? By any chance? Tyler Eifert, the tight end for Cincy, his foot was facing the wrong direction.
I will be right back.
Ooh.
That was not that was wicked. Guy landed on his foot and he got up and Eifert's foot was not pointing the right way. He either got a broken leg or a broken ankle.
Rupan
Doesn't
passed
sound
the
pleasant.
Massachusetts police qual on the first go. Needs a 40-hour class for the instructor will give him the qual. Cool deal.
On that.
Yeah, Night Strike stepped out for a minute. Anybody got
I
anything?
think I'm gonna start doing my Saturday. No, I think I'm gonna start doing my Saturday show every other week for a while, though. Just so y'all know.
How come?
Well, my buddy. Yeah, that's it. No, him, Corey. Anyways, he goes to nights next weekend. I usually ride with him at night on the weekends, every other weekend.
Okay.
He works every other weekend, so
Yeah,
I may go live while I'm with him, but
well, when you can, fire up a show and we'll be there, man. It's just like everybody else, there's other things going on in your life.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, good Wi-Fi in your area. You can go online while you're on the road. Get yourself a little 2-in-1.
Yeah, but sometimes the data, he mainly works around Grand Lake, and that's pretty hilly, rough country over there, so sometimes you don't have a lot of data.
Yeah, well, the way it works here is we got Xfinity and we get their Wi-Fi for free with our internet service. So if our internet goes out, I can hook into their Wi-Fi service and still be able to get online with it.
Yeah, you just have to understand the part of the state he works in mainly. I mean, he's got statewide jurisdiction, but it's pretty rough terrain around there.
I know if you go into if you get your YouTube app on your phone, at least on the iPhone, you can go into the settings and you can tell it HD on Wi-Fi only. That way, if you're running on like 3G or 4G or LTE, it's not running full bandwidth. And you'd be surprised how much you could chat, and it doesn't really eat up that much data.
I have unlimited data, so I'm not worried about eating data.
Just getting a signal.
I'm just getting a good enough signal.
Because I can be on I-35 and basically drive all the way from here all the way down to Wichita, and at least on that course, I'm, like I said, I'm on a major interstate, but I pretty much don't have any dropouts there.
I usually have my phone service as far as, actual phone talking. I can talk anywhere in the state pretty much, or anywhere I go. But my data, sometimes it's pretty spotty. but I have US Cellular because I can talk anywhere.
See that? I think a lot of that depends on what part of the country you're in. I mean, this area, Verizon's pretty much a king as far as signal strength. You got people in Kansas City, they love to use that Sprint stuff. Then they come out here in a country where the real people live and they can't even get a signal on there.
You can't get a signal almost the entire state of West Virginia on Verizon. They have no coverage in West Virginia at all.
They don't have that great. They have decent phone coverage around here, but as far as data, they have horrible data around here.
AT&T and Sprint are hit or miss around here. Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. But in West Virginia, you almost have to have US Cellular if you want any kind of good service.
Well, that's how it is here. I mean, AT&T works good as long as you're on an interstate or around a highway or, towns. But you get out in the country, and I work all over the state, so a lot of times out in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah. But I'm going to get me an AT&T hotspot. I keep saying I'm going to, and I just haven't done it. Just to have to go along with my US Cellular. Because I can get it one prepaid and only use it whenever I need it, and not have to pay for it every month. Because Lord knows I don't need another phone bill. I already pay like $330 a month on my phone bill.
Well, you pay more than I do.
Well, 3 of my kids are on my plan, plus my mother-in-law, plus me and my wife, plus I have an iPad on data on it, plus I'm, everything nowadays, you make a payment on your phone on there or not.
Oh, yeah.
The days of the free phone are gone. Plus I have a phone over here in my desk drawer that I'm making payments on. It's no good. So.
Yeah. Well, I was going to get one through Xfinity because they have Xfinity Wireless now, but they piggyback on Verizon, so probably wouldn't get a signal if I did. And they would just.
I didn't realize West Virginia. I didn't realize USA would be popular in West Virginia. I thought it was kind of a central thing.
Yeah, no, we got it around here.
But even I went whenever we were in Dallas and stuff. When we spent the week down there last then, and we go down there quite a bit because my wife loves stupid Wiener Schnitzel, so we have to drive down there for that. It gets no service at all as far as data around Dallas area. You have to get, hour into Oklahoma out of Texas where you get data. Or good data, anyways, that you can watch videos and stuff.
Yeah,
but
with Xfinity's Wi-Fi, we don't have to worry. Like I said, if our internet goes down, we don't have to worry about that or anything. It's just included in our cable plan.
I wish I could get better internet. But
before they even hooked our cable up and everything, we were using their Wi-Fi for everything. I actually did one of the live shows using their Wi-Fi source.
Well, we've been promised this. Our electric co-op went in and started putting in fiber optic internet, and it's like ridiculous fast. Everybody that has it just loves it. And it's a lot cheaper than what I'm paying now for their, for a lot faster. But like, your area is coming fall of 2017. Well, then they pushed it back to fall of 2018. Now they don't even have a date when they're getting to our area. And it's literally 3 or 4 miles from here is where it ends. So I'm stuck on this line of sight wireless internet, which is pretty good most of the time, but
no.
The Xfinity Wi-Fi is not bad.
Absolutely not. I couldn't live on that. I've got fiber optic internet because the local phone company here in town decided to get rid of all of their cable wires, their copper wires, and they went over to fiber optic because they found out, yes, the initial investment in it is more expensive than copper, but the upkeep is less for the wire because, yes, you have to have specialized tools for it, and they are expensive. But to replace a fiber optic cable costs less than replacing a copper cable. Because fiber optic is just
the copper.
Because the price of copper, yeah, exactly. That's exactly the reason why.
Huh.
You have to realize, though, I was thrilled to get this option because, before that I had satellite for a few years.
Oh
and before
God!
that, I still had dial up a long time after everybody else had high speed.
Oh yeah, no. One thing, the only good thing about satellite internet is it's fast on the download, but when it comes to the
Until you
upload,
run out of data.
until you run out of data, but the upload sucks. It's worse than traditional DSL.
It sucks all around. So I was thrilled with this.
Yeah, if there's a cloud or it's snowing or raining really hard with satellite, you don't get any reception. You know,
It's about like satellite
but see-
TV. It sounds like a great idea, but no.
it sounds like a great idea on paper, but in practice, not so much.
Well, this wasn't too bad when we had that at our old place before we moved here.
Oh, you'll save all kinds of money. It's like, except for the times you want to watch TV, like when it's raining and you're stuck in the house.
We didn't have a problem with rain. It was
No,
only
I have-
when this dish needed cleaned off.
I have dish, but literally where I live, the stinking a TV antenna won't pick up your load. You are pretty much forced to have satellite. But look, I live right in here. There is nothing around me for miles. I mean, I'm 60 miles to Tulsa or 60 miles to Joplin.
Ooh, Joplin. Yeah. Yeah. Watch out for tornadoes.
Yeah. We have plenty of those here.
See, everybody knows of Joplin just because of that one tornado, because that was all over the news.
That's
Well,
a
people
bad
in
deal.
Oklahoma know all about tornadoes too, because Tulsa and Oklahoma City get way more than their share. So does
Oh,
yeah.
Wichita. Oh my
It
God!
does.
You know-
Catoosa, whenever I was a kid, this town right here, right outside of Tulsa, Catoosa, it got hammered. Well, you know where the big Hard Rock is when you're coming into Tulsa? I'm sure you probably guys
Right.
probably seen that when you were down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole area got hammered. I mean, pretty much blown away where that Hard Rock was. It was gone and back in the early 90s.
Now, this is a little before my time, but back in the day, Indiana and that area got hit, more than a couple times with tornadoes as well.
Tornado can hit just about anywhere.
I mean, believe it or not, even though we get hurricanes here in Charleston, sometimes if there's enough pressure, we won't just get a hurricane. At one point in time, when Matthew came in, a little bit north of my area, a tornado formed.
Yeah, hurricanes will form tornadoes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people don't understand. You can have a hurricane and a tornado not in the same general area, but in the same locality.
Oh no, you'll have tornadoes touched on in hurricanes. It happens.
It's
See, and I think it was 94. A tornado hit Oologah, totally destroyed their school and where their buses were. You can see it right here. That's their school. Where their buses were. They still have 3 buses, I think what it is. It's unaccounted for, and they believe they're in the lake. And I mean, it's 10, 15 miles over to this lake. But literally, they never found those buses. And
So that's
a
why
person found
a.
but a person found a hymnal from the some Oologah church, and they found it clear over. Where's Centralia? Up here. After that storm, and the tornado that went to Oologah came across the lake and went matter of fact, it came across and tore down right. That's my map alone. Where am I? Oh, right here. It came all the way across there and tore down a house over here. But I mean, you're talking miles to Centralia where they found that hymnal.
Oh yeah, you get a tornado little book like that, it'll just shoot it out of there like it was shot out of a howitzer.
But could you imagine 3 school buses never found? And most of the school buses were all blown all over this area, but
Yeah, they're probably in the lake. That's probably why they never found.
that's where everybody says they are.
It ain't going to carry a school bus far.
You wouldn't
yeah, but
think.
again,
You wouldn't think it would have carried it that far.
they're not going to go and check the lake for it.
No,
School buses are
it
gone.
ain't worth it. This lake's deep right in here, so
You know, I was
The
growing
north
up-
part of it catches all Gary's mud, so it's all this is just shallow as can be. It's just all Gary's mud.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah,
growing
it'll
up,
silt in eventually.
I was growing up in Pittsburgh. We had tornadoes hit all around the city, but tornadoes never hit the city itself because all the hills break up tornadoes.
Well, you know, I don't know if y'all. I'm sure y'all have heard a picture, and it's a super fun site and all that. But documentaries about it and all that. But before it was a super fun site and before it got destroyed by a tornado, I did a house, a double wide trailer, right in picture. It was right in here somewhere. And there's a big hill right here. And it was just on the south side of that hill. It may have been even over years. But neighbor's house, it just destroyed all these houses like here. And that double wide trailer never even got touched. And I swear it jumped that hill and it got the houses on the next street down.
That's
And it
probably
destroyed that
exactly
whole
what happened.
town. But it just came across that hill and like went across there and like tore the roof off, but didn't, I'm talking a mobile home, so it should have just destroyed the whole thing and it didn't.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. In Pittsburgh, you got all the hills there. Tornadoes don't hit the city, but they hit east, west, north, and south of the city, but never hit the city itself.
If y'all ever have just time just to blow, that's a neat thing to do is just look at Picture Oklahoma on there's documentaries on Netflix, tons of stuff on YouTube about it. It's pretty cool. It was a lead and zinc mining.
Yeah. There was a scientist one time that proposed that the only way that a tornado would ever hit the city of Pittsburgh was if it came down one of the rivers. The way the hills are, it just couldn't get through it. It just forms a natural barrier. You could see the funnel clouds and stuff forming above the city, but they're not able to touch down. Whenever you see them forming above the city, you hear reports coming from like Westmoreland County or Butler County or extreme northern Allegheny County or Washington County that a tornado had touched down right after seeing the funnel clouds forming above the city of Pittsburgh. It was really crazy.
When I was a kid, people used to go up here and they'd take car hoods and sled down these chat piles. Of course, that was before they decided they were going to kill you with lead. But they're massive. This really didn't do it justice. But it's just like this real fine chat. I forgot one time in like the 40s, the population of Pittsburgh was ridiculously huge whenever all this mining was going on.
Yeah, all it takes is for a mine to run dry, and all of a sudden you don't get it down no more.
Well, this whole town is undermined too. That's another safety issue they kept saying because they were having stuff collapsing and stuff.
Yeah, it's like that one town in western Pennsylvania. You got the mine caught fire underneath the town.
Yeah,
Evacuate the whole town.
And that town is the
But this-
one town that is the basis for Silent Hill. If you didn't know that.
Yeah, they think it's going to be hundreds of years before that mine fire ever burns itself out. Because we get a coal mine fire like that, you can't put it out. It's got to burn itself out. There is no way to put
you
it
think
out.
it'd run out of oxygen eventually?
Well,
I think
no,
they sealed it
'cause
off
all
anyways.
the air ducts and everything that go down in there, it's never going to run out of oxygen. It's just going to keep burning and burning and burning.
Couldn't you just fill the mine up with water?
No,
Too big?
yeah, this mine is miles upon miles of tunnel.
See, that's weird because like all these mines in this town, they say like most of them are full of water. You know, they get groundwater in them and stuff because they're not after not being pumped out for years and years.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing connects to like a cave system or something too. I think is what they were saying is part of the problem too. So anytime they try putting water in there, it just drains out. It's really wild. It's just the perfect storm, you know. There's just they can't collapse it because of how deep the mine actually goes. So you would only get part of the mine fire out, if any. And you can't put water in there because it just drains out because of all the natural caves and everything that are also part of the mine system. It's just they have no way of putting this thing out.
You know, it's just an eerie feeling driving through this town now, knowing what it once was, and you just drive through there, it's just a ghost town. There's fences up and down. I was trying to get a picture or view, like this. They just put fences, this barbed wire fence crosses the road. You can't even go down the roads anymore.
If there's a town like that not far from where I used to live down there, over in the other part of it, farther to the east of here where we were living in West Virginia, there was a town there was an epidemic that broke out there. The whole town's still there. You can drive through this town, but there's nobody living in it.
Mm-hmm. That's like this town. There's nothing there. I mean, everything that's there is closed down. I think the county has a county barn there, and there's, just a few little things. There's no businesses or anything at all. And that's just junk stored out there. The county has their, a county warehouse there. That's what this gray is. Everything else is just all closed down and gone. See if it'll let you go down by the old school.
In Pittsburgh, before they started tearing them down to build them office buildings and stuff, you had all the old steel mills that were falling apart. Those were creepy looking. The good thing about Pittsburgh, though, unlike places like Gary, Indiana, and whatnot, when the steel industry collapsed, in Pittsburgh, they switched everything over to tech companies and everything, so it didn't kill the city like it did some places.
Oh, they still mow the school. At least then. Got that on a mower. There's nothing there. I mean, that school's been closed for several years. Well, I guess I better get off here and go watch my wife on Gun Gals, or I'll be in trouble if I don't watch that. So.
Oh.
Yeah, but getting ready to shut this down soon. Scotsman's show's going now, too. So if anybody wants to head over there, they can go watch that. Not too.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem. Anytime.
All right. Later.
See ya.
Later.
He didn't get to do any plugs. You guys got anything you want to plug real quick?
Intermix through the night, 9 o'clock.
I already did that for you.
Oh. Shit. What else is there?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah. Check out guntube.org.
Yeah,
I've
there
heard
you
of
go.
that place.
Yeah, I mean, the administrator of the website can't remember it himself. That's not a good
What's
sign.
his name?
His name's Night Strike.
I thought his name was Mikey and he liked life cereal.
Dirty mouth.
Uh-oh.
Don't call me Mikey. I did that to him before.
Yeah, he don't like that.
No.
I don't have a whole lot going on either. GizzerGary.com, give him the bird, all that good stuff. Hopefully one of these days I'll do the video on my 357 subscriber giveaway. We're in the voting process right now.
Yep. You know which one should win, right?
Let me guess, whichever one you submitted.
Yeah, George's Dream Lunch.
I like that one.
That was mine.
Yeah, I like that. I don't get a vote, though.
Yeah,
Night
you
Strike
do,
hadn't
too.
voted yet.
I don't want it.
Oh, I see how you are.
So I got your letter today, Gary.
Oh, did you finally? Okay.
Yeah, I got the letter yesterday.
Cool.
I was surprised there wasn't a Gizzard Gary sticker in there.
Well, if I have one, you'll have one.
That what that is. Okay.
I still got to figure out what T-shirt I want. I'm snob. I have no idea. I have no idea what I want.
Well, you could get a Gizzard Gary t-shirt. Or you could get a GunTube t-shirt. I know somebody sells those, I think.
Yeah, go to guntube.spreadshirt.com and you can get one.
Well, Donut Lover, I think that's what it is, has press that Gun Snob has made shirts for him. So I got to figure something out. Can't be anything that's like copyrighted or anything. I just don't have a clue.
Well, my logo's not copyrighted. That one of yours that This Week Unloaded might be kind of hard to print with all the.
Yeah, I know. All the shell casings.
Yeah.
That's Tardot's fault. He made the thing.
Night Strikes would be pretty easy, especially on a white shirt, because it wouldn't use a lot of ink.
Yep.
He's probably got his own shirts.
I don't have any shirts for Night Strike. Only just for GunTube.
You could make a GunTube shirt and then put on the back of it CEO or something like that.
I could, but I'm not going to. So I don't need to, because GunTube is GunTube.
You get a gun channel shirt and have everybody's logo put in the G.
Well, that'd be a lot of logos. What is there, 5,000 members?
Well, the main people, the ones that actually do a lot.
Thanks.
You were included in that, yeah. Man, he's getting all offended, and he wasn't even being insulted.
Yeah, you shoot. You're in the deck of cards. So am I.
Yeah, I know. But, it's just, I don't know. Anyways, what else is there to plug? Do you remember to plug Killer Mysteries the next 9 o'clock?
I think we did that a couple of times now.
Okay, good. Check out guntube.org. Check out Night Strike 1 on YouTube and Gunstreamer and GunTube. And check This Week Unloaded every, Sunday nights?
Yeah, that's what day of week this is.
Yeah, check This Week Unloaded every Sunday night. So.
And sometimes Night Strike's actually on time for it.
Yeah, sometimes. But you know what I've been doing. I haven't been keeping everyone in the dark. You guys know what's going on with me, so.
Yeah. And sometimes we actually have a topic. We had 2 topics today. We just never got around to them. We just kept talking about other shit.
I mean, if we can keep on going and talk about it because it hasn't pissed off just me. I know that.
Well, some of us get a link in like a half hour to an hour from another chef person. So there's that too to think about.
Oh, it'd be about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that chef guy can he can wait. He can peddle his Boyardee elsewhere.
Yeah. Well, we can cover it quick. You guys want to cover it quick?
I mean, we can.
Now, one of them was, I don't know if you saw or not, but the people saying, "Oh, the Kavanaugh thing, it's not political." It's not political. Well, yeah. Well, here's a headline from Breitbart. Okay, Kamala Harris uses Kavanaugh allegations to fundraise with Soros-financed MoveOn.org. That sounds pretty damn political.
It does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Sure does.
But no, it's not political. It's not about politics. No. And then, yeah, and they've started to refer accusers to the prosecutors now. One of Kavanaugh's late accusers is referred for prosecution for lying. The Senate Judiciary Committee made a criminal referral Saturday for the Rhode Island man who claimed Judge Brett Kavanaugh sexually assaulted his friend on a boat in 1985, asking that he be prosecuted for lying to Congress.
Yeah, we actually have to make examples of some of these people because lying to a person is one thing, but when you're lying under oath to the Senate, to Congress, to the House, the government in general, when you're there at a hearing, okay, lying.
You don't even have to be at a hearing. This didn't happen at a hearing. This guy just contacted him and said contacted his senator in Rhode Island and told him this happened. The senator reported it to the committee. The committee looked into it. The guy lied. That is a federal offense, just him lying to his senator and having the senator report it to the committee.
Well, you know how the Democrats, they would report anything. They would report their mother if it meant they could get rid of, a presidential pick, and then they can hope to get one in 2020. Because we had a problem with it was hard to get Gorsuch in because we had to use the nuclear option.
Well, that's basically what they're going to do with Kavanaugh too.
They're going to have to do that with Kavanaugh, and I really hope that some of these Democrats get shafted in these elections. Not all of them, but I bet you 10-1 some of them are going to get shafted because, believe it or not, I went out and talked with normal people today. When I was at the hospital, you know what every one of them said? They're disgusted with the Democratic Party and what's been going on.
You know what would be absolutely awesome to have happen if the worst were to happen and somehow the Democrats would regain control of the Senate. Before the session ends, have the Republicans repeal the nuclear option.
Ooh.
Remember who put the nuclear option in place? It was Harry Reid when they had the supermajority. When they were losing the supermajorities, when Harry Reid put the nuclear option in place. So take it back away from them before they can take control, but not a supermajority. And they're going to have 60 votes on everything, no matter what.
Wow. That would be pretty. But I don't know. And this is just in South Carolina. And most of, I'm not going to say, I'm going to speak in generals here. Most of South Carolina, except certain areas, are pretty Republican. Okay? There are some areas that are grossly Democrat, and that's usually in the large cities. In the smaller cities and the towns, not so much. But, most people I talked to were either independent or they were a third party. One of the other small parties. And they're like, I am so pissed off at they were really unhappy with how the Democrats have turned the whole Kavanaugh hearing into a circus. They're really pissed off.
Yeah,
and listen, if I'm pissed off is one thing because I'm Night Strike, I'm probably always pissed off. But when the average person, you just go up and start a conversation when they're angry, that's something entirely different. That's what lose elections right there for some people if they don't do the right thing.
Yeah, it's like I was saying on towards the end of Clover's show, I think it was Clover's show on Friday, that the only reason why Manchin is supporting Kavanaugh right now is because he's, depending on which source you go to, he's either losing in the polls right now to our Attorney General, who's a Republican, or in a very tight race with him. The reason why Manchin is supporting Kavanaugh is he's trying to save his ass and his seat. So again, we get back to but it's not political.
Yeah, no. Most of the people I've talked to, and this is even today, some of them are people that served in the military during the Cold War. And I asked them, okay, so you served in the military during the Cold War, okay? Tell me when the communists stopped being the Soviet Union and then moved to California and joined the Democratic Party. Answer me that.
It's not new. If you look at the history of the Progressive Party, they were first the Socialist Party, before the Progressive Party, and then they became the Liberal Party.
I know, but I was making a thing. It's great that the Cold War ended, but the problem is all of the communists left the Soviet Union and apparently went to California or some other state and joined the Democratic Party.
Again, I mean, it's not new though. I mean, this has been going on for decades. If you look at what Woodrow Wilson and FDR were doing, and I'm so sick and tired of people saying FDR saved this country. No, World War II saved this country. FDR was making it worse. If you look at the unemployment numbers, I said this on somebody's, I think it was Modern Anti-Federalist in his chat yesterday. In the chat itself, I was saying about how in 1932, when FDR took office, the unemployment rate was lower than it was in 1938 at the height of the New Deal. FDR's policies, his socialist policies, made the situation worse. Every other country, the Great Depression is just known as the Depression. It's only in the United States that it's the Great Depression.
Some parts of the New Deal weren't the greatest. I'll give you that, but
no parts of the New Deal were great. If you actually break it down,
you say that. Well, my grandfather didn't have a job, and then he joined the Civilian Conservation Corps. And
you know what that Civilian Conservation Corps did? Took away people's homes. It actually made things worse. It might have helped your grandfather, but it was hurting other people at the same time. People were losing their farms. There were whole towns that were wiped out, that were put under lakes.
Yeah. By the way, this is after his family lost their farm.
Yeah, it might have helped him, but he, in the process, was hurting. For every person that was helped, like your grandfather, at least 10 others were harmed. It wasn't a good thing.
After he put it in place.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. The unemployment rate just shot through the roof. It wasn't a good thing at all. The only reason why the Depression didn't hit Pittsburgh super hard like it did other places was because Pittsburgh was putting out all the steel that the other places were using.
Yeah. When did that stop?
The steel industry in Pittsburgh, that started going downhill in the 70s.
Now, was that because there was no more steel in?
No, it's because they started that. No, that's when they started bringing in the cheap Japanese steel.
Yep.
And that just killed the steel industry in the United States overnight.
And now it's like the cheap Chinese steel, right?
Well, you still get some of the Japanese, but there's Chinese steel. There's still American steel. There's still a couple of steel mills that run in the Pittsburgh area still, but it's not like it used to.
Because Pittsburgh used to be known as the Steel City.
Yeah, now it's more of the tech city. All the major corporations in Pittsburgh are all tech-based now, or medical, tech and medical.
And that only brings up another problem where I see almost every other tech company is they take. A lot of them lately have taken the leftist policies and started taking the leftist position, saying, and it's just that, if you're a business, okay, your job foremost as a business is to make money, okay?
Well, I'm not talking tech companies like Google or something like that. I'm talking places that actually make technology, like TVs and stuff like that.
But as a tech company, your job is to make money. It's not to play politics. So as a tech company, you should keep your mouth shut. You should.
Well, all companies are involved in politics.
Make money so that you make more. You make more money than you were expected to make. You get people get dividends. All that.
I got a counter to that real quick. People would say the same thing about gun companies. That gun companies, gun manufacturers, and whatnot on the left will be saying the same thing about them, that they shouldn't be sticking their noses into politics either. That's the catch-22. If you're going to say Google and YouTube and Yahoo and whatever can't be supporting left-wing policies and whatnot, you're going to have the counter that, well, gun companies and whatnot shouldn't be supporting right-wing either. You can't stifle one and then not stifle the other at the same time. That's what the Citizens United ruling was about.
Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump out.
Yeah, I am too.
All right, Gary.
Thanks for the invite.
Yep, no problem. You're always welcome.
I don't agree with everything. But whatever.
No, that's the way it is. I mean, you can't,
Well, I don't have to.
the First
I don't have to
Amendment-
agree with you because I'm an individual.
Yeah, I know,
So-
but you're arguing against the First Amendment by saying that they shouldn't be saying this stuff. That's what the citizens, like I said, that's what the Citizens United decision was about, was protecting corporations and their First Amendment rights, because they have them as well.
Yeah, but let me ask you this: the First Amendment applies to people against the government, but why are corporations, which are not an actual citizen or
They're run by people.
they're run by people, but they aren't people. A corporation is not a person.
They are free to donate just like anybody else is, and that covers corporations on both sides of the aisle.
Doesn't seem right.
I believe the Supreme Court ruled correctly when it ruled in the Citizens United that corporations have the right to make political donations. We might not agree with their politics, which I'm not saying I agree with Google.
I don't believe that corporations should stick into. If they want to make donations, that's great. But when it comes to political positions, a corporation should not have a political position. They should just make money and stay with a neutral political position. They shouldn't have a political position.
Would you feel the same way about gun companies? Should gun companies stay silent?
Quite honestly, the way I've seen Springfield and what is it?
That's an anomaly. I'm talking about if they were to come out and say something pro Second Amendment and donate to a pro Second Amendment candidate, would you tell them that they shouldn't be doing that?
I don't know. That's
See, that's my point. You can't say you would do it with one, but then say it's okay for another. Either it applies to all corporations or it applies to none.
Why do you have to make sense? There should be laws against that.
Somebody's got to, because the Democrats sure don't get it.
No kidding, right? All right, you better kill it.
Yep. And we'll see you folks next week. Have a good one. No catchphrase?
Shall not be infringed? I'm not feeling it tonight.
Okay. Bye, everybody.